Yeah.
Is live or just texting?
No, we're gonna be live.
Oh,
Live.
tell Annette we need her in the chat to text. That's another person that can text.
Yeah. So we're going to do. I'm live. No, the background is okay the way I am.
Is live or just texting?
No, we're gonna be live.
Oh, tell Annette we need her in the chat to text. That's another person. Watch the background stuff because we live
Yeah.
now.
So we're going to do. Yeah. Yeah. That's why, because my dad ain't gonna run out.
So what about you can the house now again?
I didn't connect. Yeah.
Mute your background for a second.
Yes.
All right, Psalms, you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tell Annette we need her in the chat.
I'm going on now.
Yeah, she's going on now. Babe.
Tell her to speak in the chat. Ask some questions.
No, just yeah, can.
Pertaining to what we talk about.
Hear me? So we're gonna be speaking about financial literacy,
I'm not
and
seeing
then
it come up yet. To find out what happened, I'm not seeing it. It's supposed to be.
refresh.
4 new players right here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see your hand here. Right?
Yeah, and if you refresh, you'll see us.
Yeah, I find it.
Yeah, we there.
Hello.
She's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. You can put them on. So if you're on, you can go and zoom in like what you do to leave a Who is it? Who is it?
Okie dokie. Some. Hello, Sam. Psalms, are you there?
I'm here.
Send the link to Annette for me. Because she messaged me on the other phone. I don't have the link on the other phone.
I'm not coming. I can't join now. That's the thing. I can text but not join.
Okay, hold on. Let me send her the link real fast.
Is she joining us here, or meaning here and in the YouTube, or which one?
In the YouTube.
Oh, she don't need the link then. Only if she's joining us here, she needs the link.
Oh, okay.
Is she joining us here?
No, she wanted me to use her phone.
Oh.
And then use my.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay,
Yeah.
so just send the link to her phone and use her phone.
Where's my copy? Link copied, but it says link copied.
I'm sending it. I just sent it to her.
All right, good. It's the same ID, passcode.
Yeah, it's the same. You should just be able to click it and it should just start, but yeah, it's the same.
Yeah. Where is it? Come on. All right. There we go. Found it. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I'm sharing one more video. I'm just gonna play one more video.
I'm waiting to come in.
And look at that beautiful home. Nice balcony overlooking the water, overlooking the city. Sweet. Ready for my vacation. January.
No, that's right.
Yes, sir. Looking at it makes me miss it. But Sans, you there already. Lucky you.
Yeah, man, that's why, like I said, those 2 days gonna work for us for sure. Thursday and Friday.
We'll be there for a couple days in January.
Work for the 11th, so we can work on the 11th, so we can do it Thursday and Friday.
Will I see you at the show tonight?
To the world.
Okay, let me stop sharing my screen now. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I shared a couple videos. You hearing me well, Sam?
Yeah, I'm hearing you well.
Okay. Yeah, I shared a couple of videos there. Shared Jacoby's video, shared the home, and I shared the globe, the world. You know, so tonight we want to talk a little bit about, just managing, money, investing, savings. So basically savings. That's going to be the main topic, just getting into some saving, working hard and putting your money away, managing your money. So savings and investments. So we're going to speak on the new technology they got, now, which is blockchain technology. We'll talk a little bit about that because out with the old and with the new. And I know a lot of people probably not paying too much attention, to what's going on because coronavirus kind of like is in the forefront. And this is the perfect time for distractions, you know, because of the coronavirus. You know, but we have to pay attention to the opportunities that's out there, you know, outside of what's going on with the virus. You know, so blockchain technology is the newest thing to hit the world. You know, and for those who's listening out there, you know, take the time and Google blockchain technology. You know, I always refer to, you know, there was once typewriter, you know, and then came, you know, the computer. And I can remember when I was young and in school, where a typewriter wasn't good for my time. My generation didn't want nothing to do with a typewriter. You know, so, and I didn't have the opportunity to invest in, you know, Apple or Microsoft. I didn't have that opportunity, you know, but I have a son that's 21 years old, and now he has an opportunity to invest in this new technology. And, you know, I'm happy to learn what I've learned over the years, you know, so I can pass it on to him and not have him miss, you know, this new technology that's upon us. You know, we all grow up and we all learn, you know, so it's our job to share what we know, you know, especially with young people, you know, and that's my goal here on this YouTube channel, is to just inform people, you know, what I know, and to also meet people who may know more than I know, and they can come on and also educate people, you know, beyond what I know. So that's what this channel is basically about. And, you know, talking about savings, you know, growing up and I was young, I know I just wanted to spend. You know, you always wanted to buy the newest thing out, you know, because going to school and having the new things was kind of cool, you know. So whether it's new clothes, you know, new car, you know, just anything new, you know, you just wanted it. You know, you didn't really think too much on, do I need it right now, you know, or should I be, you know, managing things I need, and, you know, get a little of it. You don't have to have too much of it, you know, get a little bit of it. So, you know, we weren't worrying about those things when we were young, but we do have young people now that we can teach them, you know, hey, put a little away and still get the things that you so desire to have, you know, but you don't need 40 pairs of sneakers. You know, you may have 10 pairs of sneakers, you know, but you don't need 40. You know, you don't got 40 feet, you know, so you don't really need, you know, got 10 feet either, but at the end of the day, you know, you may want to change, you may want to feel comfortable, you may want to say, hey, I work hard, I deserve this, but, you know, you also work hard to think wisely, you know, so no need to work your life away, you also have to think. And one thing, and I'll let you speak on some things, Psalms, if you got anything you want to speak on. One thing I've been pushing a lot lately is don't let your mind run you. You should start running your minds. You know,
Well
so let
said.
that sink in. Yeah, let that sink in. The majority of us, we let our minds run us. You got anything?
Yeah, and you know, don't let our mind run us, but let we run our mind. Because once we can run our mind, you know, with the focus and the drive that it have, we can, you know, create something profound. And like you said, we can make sure that at the end of the day, we can be humble with or saving as well, and get the things that we are so desire, like you were saying, you know, working hard and putting away something to look forward to, because you know that you have work hard and you have saved that money for when the time is right for when you need it, man. It's an amazing thing, and also not just for when you need it to, if you can help somebody out in the process as well, you know, that is a definitely big thing, you know, when you can help someone, you know, you work hard for it. You know, the beauty behind that is still giving back as well. You know, what you had to do to go get it, and you know what you had to do, what you had to go through to make it work, and that sacrifice what you put into it. You know, at the end of the day, still feel good when you can work hard and save. You know, and when you want to put something in an investment for it to flourish, you understand. You smile because your investment that you invested in is taking off as well. It's profiting, is blossoming, you know. Because I mean, in the beginning it was shaky. Cause you're like, man, I'm saving this. I have something I want to try, man, but boy, I'm scared, you know, because of fear. But then once you step out of that element of fear and you overcome it, hey, you know, you don't know what can happen. You just got to try. And once you invest, man, with that money that you saved up or you're working, it's good, man. And once you see it turn over and your profit coming from it, and even if you don't see it blossom within the time span that you thought it would, but then it just takes off at a different time span. And you're like, wow, man, I thought this wasn't going to work, but I'm glad I did it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a beautiful thing. Definitely a beautiful thing. You know, I mean, that's all
Definitely.
I have to say about that.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you'll get some more to put out there when yeah, because conversation goes like that. I touch on the topic and then I speak on it. Then you're able to speak on it. You touch on the topic and I'm able to speak on it. That's what conversation is all about. I'm gonna get in, the investment part of things right now, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of share my investment and how it's been working out for me. And I'm no financial advisor, so I'm not advising anyone, to do the things that I'm saying to do or to purchase anything that I purchase. But I am just clearly sharing my knowledge, and the fact that I love to invest and I love to save and I love to see growth. And I do my research and I don't just listen to anyone tell me, what I should purchase, but I do listen to people share, their thoughts on whether it's stocks or whether it's how to save. You know, I do listen, but at the end of the day, it's up to me to do my own research and, to hopefully make things work for me. So I'm going to go over, I'm not going to give numbers. And if I do, they're going to be fake numbers. But I'm going to kind of roll off of my portfolio in Robinhood just to give people an idea. Don't wait around. Don't tell yourself you're going to do it. Just do it. That's it. Just do it. Don't wait, because as you spend time waiting, that is precious time that you're losing. And by the time you lose that time, you're going to miss an opportunity. You don't know when.
Yeah.
You don't know when things are going to change. So you have to stay prepared and you have to prepare yourself now. So that, again, I'm just sharing. Nobody has to do exactly what I say. It's just me speaking and sharing how things work well for me when I do my research. All right, so when I look in my profile in Robinhood, if you don't have Robinhood, you know, for those of you who want to invest, download Robinhood, connect your bank account, and you control your investment. You know, most of us have a phone.
Mhm.
Just get on there, download Robinhood. So now again,
Yeah.
Let me share. So with my investments, let's just say I invest in, let me go to my page. Okay. First one on my list.
Yeah.
First one on my list is General Electrics, GE. And I've been holding GE
Mhm.
probably since March. Okay. Next one on my list, Inovio, INO. Next one on my list,
Mhm.
Jamia. Jamia Technology is like the Amazon of Africa. So, you know, just kind of sharing a few things that I have been holding on to, you know, since March. I got Apple, everybody know Apple. I got
Mhm.
Tesla, everybody know Tesla. I
Yeah.
got Square, everybody knows Square. Square Reader.
Square reader. Mm.
Yeah, I got Ocugen. Just sharing a few, not gonna share it all, but those that I just mentioned. So let's just say I'm holding those stocks from March. Now those stocks are gonna go up and down Monday through Friday, daily. They're gonna go up and down.
Definitely.
Now I share an example with you.
That's a fact.
Let's just say I hold General Electrics. And let's just say, again, these are fake numbers, but let's just say I put $2,000 in General Electrics on Monday. And I
Yeah.
didn't say on Monday. Let's just use March because that's when I said I got in. So let's just say I put $2,000 in March. And
Yeah.
2 weeks later, I begin to see my 2,000 go down to 1,500. And then a few days later, I may see it go down to 1,200. But my understanding of
Yeah.
stocks is it's going to do that. You're going to go up and down. It's no different than life. Life is up and downs. There's a lot of ups and downs in life. You know, nothing stays the same.
It is.
You know, so when I look at this stock going up and down, I don't worry about my money going up and down. I look at that $2,000 investment as money that I would most likely blow. Because believe it or not, we all blow money. So I look at that
Yeah.
investment as money that I may somehow blow. So when it goes from 2000 to 1200, it's not a bother to me because it's money that I normally would possibly blow. So instead of blowing that money on stuff that I really don't need, I would rather put it in a stock for an opportunity of growth or whether I lose it all. There's plenty of times I've been to the grocery store, went to pick up stuff that I don't need, and that's called losing my money because I did not really need those things that I brought home. There's, I'm a,
Yeah.
I'm
That's
very
right.
big. I'm very big on having food in my house. I love food being around. I'm not the biggest eater. I don't eat a lot, but for some reason,
Yeah.
I can look at food and it could just stay there. As long as it's there for somebody to eat it, I want it in my
Yeah.
house. So to me, that's wasting because I actually buy food to just look at it. You know, I do more drinking than eating. Yeah. So to me, that's
Mhm.
wasting. So what did I do? I began to say, okay, you have to stop wasting some of this money on food that you're not actually eating. Take that money and put it into stocks and see what happens. So I've been doing that. I've been managing my money a little bit better, especially from
Yeah.
a food standpoint of buying things that I really don't need and I really don't eat. So I started putting that money or some of that money into my stocks. Now, it's amazing how patience works in your favor when you are patient, when you're not a up and down person, when you don't get excited and then get sad. I'm not that type of person. I try to stay even keel, you know. So when let's
Mhm.
just say my profile is actually doing this. This week, I'm at
Yeah.
$1,000. Again, I'm throwing numbers out there
Yeah.
just to show you. This week, I'm at $1,000. Next week, I'm at 500. And my profile is diversified. So that means I have a number of stocks that goes this way, that way.
Yeah.
It seems like it's going sideways sometimes. Sometimes it seems like it's going to go to the moon, and sometimes it seems like it's going to hell. So who knows? But at the end of the day, because I stay the course and do my research by putting the right stocks in my portfolio, in my Robinhood, and any other platform that I use, I actually take the time to put the right stocks that I know is gonna grow, that I know if it goes down, it's gonna go down a small amount. Now there's stocks out there that's doing this. It's
True.
in my portfolio and my stocks are doing that. I
Yeah.
don't have any stocks that's falling, free falling because
That would that would be
yes, I
too
do
clever.
research. I do my research. So again, if I started in March with $5,000, again, I'm throwing numbers out there. You best believe that I don't have less than $5,000. Again, if I started in March with
Uh-oh.
$5,000, you best believe that I don't have the same $5,000. Stocks are risky.
Of course not.
Index funds,
Yeah.
index funds are a safer place to have your money. But I'm a risk taker. But if I'm going to take the risk in stocks, I'm going to find the stocks that's going to be like index funds. You don't lose that much on index funds. It's a safer bet. But I'm telling you, and I'm sharing with you, that my stocks are like index funds the way that I do my research and treat my stocks. If I have a stock, yeah, if I have a
Yeah.
stock that's not doing well, it's gone. Just like you get kicked out of some
Yeah.
index funds. So I take my time and I do my homework. And if there's a
Of
stock
course. Yeah.
that's not doing anything for me, you got to go out my profile. So when you look in my portfolio,
Yeah.
it's going to be green more than red. And let me tell you, even the green goes to red. But my green that goes to red,
Yeah.
I
It
already
comes
knew.
along with it.
It's just like being sick. Today you have a cold, next week you don't. It's gone. And then you don't get sick for about a year. And then when you get sick again, you're like, oh man, where did that come from? Well, my stocks are kind of like that because I do my research. And again, I'm not perfect. My stocks aren't like they're they're gaining because I use my brain. I pick good stocks, things that people need, things that people use every single day. I don't buy waste stocks.
Yeah.
I give an example. Tesla. This is just an example. Tesla. It's going nowhere. Meaning like there ain't nothing you could do to kill Tesla unless you give it the virus. You can't kill it. Okay. So
Doesn't
now,
go away.
should I invest in a Tesla that's popular where Elon Musk is like doing everything in his power to take us to space? I mean, he is growing. He is growing. Should I not invest in somebody like that? Or should I invest in somebody that are some stocks that's going nowhere, that nobody even talks about, knows about? That's risky. Now, of course, Tesla is risky.
Very risky.
Yeah, that's very risky. But of course, any stock is risky. But it's safer
Yeah.
go with the safe bet than to go with the most risky stocks. So my stocks that I invest in, I have to do my homework, check out their finances, and I have to check out their products, and I have to see the demand. And if there's a demand,
Yeah.
you best believe that I'm on board. And even some things that's in demand can fall. So I pay full
Definitely.
attention. I pay full attention. I'm a big believer also in out with the old and in with the new. I'm a
Mhm.
big believer in that. So I'm always looking for what's new. Believe it or not, the coronavirus has opened many doors for a lot of companies, new companies, out with the old, in with the new. And guess what? The old who don't want to change over to the new, bye bye. See you later.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's gonna happen if you don't change with the
Definitely. Because I mean,
Go ahead.
yeah, because I mean, if you don't make that change, you invest in a stock or one that is not safe, it's not working for you. It's pointless, man. It's waste of time. And you just spoke that time management, man. And you know, time is a good thing too as well. You know, patience as well. But if that one that you invest in is not doing anything and you have all the patience in the world, hey man, kick it off your bucket list and you know, do away with it. And actually just do one with that's gonna definitely benefit you. Out with
Listen,
the or they said out with the old, in with the new. So
yeah, the
yeah.
best thing that you can have when you're dealing with stocks is patience. You have to have patience. And you can't panic sell. Just because you see your money go down doesn't mean you run, because
Yeah.
if you run every time your money go down, you're just going to find yourself going in circle. You're going to do exactly what the stock market's doing or what the stock's doing. Stocks go up and down, and you're going to do the same thing. So when you see it going
Yeah.
up, in other words, you put $2,000 in, and let's just say it went up to $3,000. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, let's just say you put $2,000 in and you see it goes down to $1,200. So now you lost $800. So
country.
You may say to yourself, you know what, I lost money. The minute I see it go back, you might try to use a little bit of patience, and the minute you might say, the minute I see it go back to like 1800, I'm taking my money. Still a loss. You lost 200.
Yeah.
You lost 200, but you're really scared.
But he's
You're really scared, and you can't
yeah.
do well in the stock market being scared. So I'm giving that example. So if you have $2,000 in and it drops down to 1,200, and you prayed for it to go back up to 1,800, and then you took it and say, I'll take the $200 loss, the stock market's not for you, because that means you're pretty much going to stay that way. You're not going to have much growth, because you're going to watch your money do this. And the minute it goes back up, you're just going to take it and run. And you're going to find yourself going in the same circle. Majority of people are going to do that. But for the
Yeah,
guy,
it's true.
for the guy or the girl who puts $2,000 in and watch it goes down to $100, but they know that they still have the amount of share that they bought, they might look at that 1,900 that they lost and only have 100 left as, you know what, I was in it to win it. And they kept their patience, they didn't panic, and they still have their hope even with that $100. So now they just leave it and forget about it and say, man, you know what, I'm still in it. And then a couple months later, a couple years later, that $2,000 that went down to 100 is now 500,000.
500, yeah.
That's very possible. I'm just throwing out numbers. I'm just saying it's very possible for you to put money into something and it's not doing nothing, doesn't look like it's nothing, and you're gonna lose so much,
Yeah.
and then bam. And I give another example. Tesla, which is strong now, wasn't always strong.
Yeah.
Google, who's strong now, wasn't always strong. Amazon, who's strong now, wasn't always strong. A young man growing up wasn't always strong till he became a man. A young woman growing up wasn't always strong till she become a woman.
Yeah.
So where does your strength come from? It comes from within. You have to put that
Then
patience. You have to grow that patience. You have to run your mind. You have to run your mind. There's a finish line. You can't start a race and when they hit the gun, you're still back there because you're afraid to lose. You gotta run the race. The race doesn't start and end where you begin.
yeah.
So at the end of the day, the stock market is for people that's very, very patient, who are going to lose money and not worry, and they're going to educate themselves on what they need to do in the stock market to have success. And I put out to do that every single day of my life since March, actually. And it's amazing how much I've learned about the stock market since March. And I'm very proud of myself, because if I put that kind of effort this year into my investments, imagine where I would be if I was doing that from a long time ago, even 5 years ago. Because I've accomplished so much since March. And it's just amazing. It's just amazing how when you research, or even if you read a book, the knowledge that you'll gain just from reading a couple books if you find a topic and you just start talking
Yeah.
about it with different people who maybe understand that topic, you're going to gain knowledge from that topic that you may not have known anything about or known much about. So basically, you just have to put yourself out there in order to learn something. If you want to be a doctor, you don't sit home and hope to be a doctor. You go to school for it. If you want to learn how to play basketball, you don't sit there and stay home and say, that's how I'm going to learn. You got to go get it.
That ain't gonna work.
You want to get stronger, you don't not lift weights, you lift weights. You want to eat, you don't close your mouth. You open it and put the food in. So, it's just amazing what I've learned over the last couple months. And I never witnessed the stock market to be growing like the way it's been growing. I've been known about the stock market, but a lot of times it was taking years for someone to accomplish the things that I've accomplished this year. The stock market is doing things that I don't think too many people have seen. Maybe it was there before, but it's it's there now. There's some major growth, and that again, that's if you have the right stocks. That's if you have the right stocks. But I'm gonna give this example.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give another example. If me and you and 8 other people put $100 in the bank, that's 1,000. A year from now, we probably still gonna have that $100, all 10 of us, maybe $100.10. You're probably gonna gain 10 cents from the bank. So now think about this. The bank is gonna take our money and they're gonna invest it and they're gonna lend it out. We're gonna do a lot with our money. So now let me say this. We could be managing our money through Robinhood.
Yeah, that's
that same $100.
Robinhood.
Yeah, that same $100 that you would put in the bank is that same $100 that you could put in the stock. And if you put it in the right stock, you research that stock, even that $100, if you see growth on that over the years, to me, that's smarter than the other way. And you know what the other way is? Putting your money somewhere where it's not doing anything for you.
What?
And in order for money to do anything for you, you got to have a lot of it. When you start putting your money else in in the bank, is you literally got to have a lot of it for it to have some kind of gain. But in the stock market, that is risky. You can put $100 and turn it into $200, even in a couple of hours, couple of seconds. But again, you got to know your stocks. You got to do your research. You got to know where you're putting your money. And I'll say this one more thing I'll say, and then if you want to jump in some. It's amazing the type of people that's here in this world that we don't take advantage of, meaning their health. There's people out there who know what they're doing. And sometimes all you have to do is join them. Sometimes all you have to do is put yourself around that person. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Surround yourself with successful people. You want to be successful, put successful people around you. You want to be smart, put a smart person around you. You want to have a great marriage, or you want to have a great relationship, whether marriage or just a regular relationship. You want it to be great? Compromise. Listen to each other. find an even ground and things work out.
Yeah.
But if one is up here at a notch and the other is down here, there's a dominance. And somebody ain't gonna like that dominance.
Mm-hmm.
Switch it, don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're at an even ground, whether man or woman, just because I'm stronger or just because most men are stronger than women doesn't mean that we gotta be up here all the time. Sometimes a strong man can let a woman be up here because she holding it together. Motivation, that woman could be motivating that man
Mm-hmm.
to come home. Some man maybe not want to go home because they woman way up here on their voice. Don't even want to go home today. Can't be bothered. But in actuality, if you want a successful home or a successful relationship, you got to keep it balanced. Got to listen to each other. So the reason I say that, investment goes the same way. And savings is kind of like the same way. You got to have a balance. You got to balance your want and your need. Your want can't be outweighing
Yeah.
your need. They got to
You
be a
need
balance.
that is a thing. Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
because if you want is outweighing your need, you gonna have problems. You understand? And there's no structure, per se, and no stability at all. So to gain what you need to gain, you won't gain at all because you need it, and the things that you want is going to outweigh that wantonness. But you got to, that thing that you really need is important. You got to cast that want to the side because that what you need, which is important, is going to make you, successful and get ahead. That's something that you want is just, a state of basically not focusing on the importance of that what you really need. You know, so like you say, having that balance between them. When you get what you need first, then you can get what you want. You understand? Because when you get what you need, you're reaching to the place to where you can get that which you desire, that you want. So if you balance them both, you'll be extremely more sufficient in being far ahead in success, per se, because it will play out in your favor more than you wanting something that is just is not an essential of that which is like how you would need that. Say for instance, you need water to survive. You need gas to operate a vehicle. I want a car, but if you can't get the need what it need for the car, I mean, how is it going to work for you? It can't work for you. You understand? So you got to get those things balanced out. You want a house, but you need a job. So You gotta get that job first. So you need a job. It's not want a job. You need a job, man. Because having a job would have you get the things that you want. So like you saying, having a balance between those, you get you far ahead, man, and being success. You understand? Yeah,
Yeah, man, we're making
that's
some good
about it.
points, We're making some good points, and for anyone out there that's listening, or if you watch, our video back, just just know that we're not professionals, and we're just sitting on the YouTube talking, and trying to share, what we do. You never know who's listening, and you never know who's watching. We could be helping a few people to understand more about investment, just through talking. Some people may reach out to us. Right now, we're not getting a lot of feedback on the channel as far as people commenting, but one day we'll get there, because right now, we're just hoping to, build an audience, but action, speaks louder than words. Right now, we're speaking words, and the action will come into place over time. You know, as I mentioned before, my portfolio is growing in Robinhood, and I'm proud to see that happening every day. I won't say every day. I'll say normally over the weekend, I
Yeah.
can tell what my stocks are going to do, or which stocks are going to make a difference for the coming week. Because I study them. I study the things that's happening, and throughout the week, I do my studying, and I can tell in after hour which stocks are going to change, from low to high. And by the time Monday come around, that happens because of my research. By the time, and Monday's usually on a high for me because of that type of research that I do. And on Tuesday, that's a day where you're just dropping from the sky. So you were high up and you just drop, so I don't get excited. In other words, I can tell you I buy stocks often that sometimes are, let's just give an example. You buy a stock for under $2, a penny stock under $2, and the stock comes out of penny stock status and trading at $11. That's a big gain. But with that big gain, me personally, not saying that you guys should do what I do. Again, I'm just sharing. It depends, but for me personally, I already know I'm looking long term, and if I need funds short term, I'll take those funds. But for the most part, I leave my investment because of the upside that I know. In other words, I said it before, I basically participate in stocks that has long-term value. I do not participate that much in short-term stocks. So the example I'm giving of why I don't take my money is because I know where it's going. So in other words, I'll use Moderna for instance. I've been in Moderna. I bought and sold it a couple times, but I only did that to buy more stocks and diversify my portfolio. Did not really use Moderna to gain money for myself. I used the gains to buy more and spread it. I have over 200 stocks for a reason.
So
Started with a few. My first stock that I bought was Nintendo, a game system, because I'm into sports. First stock I bought was Nintendo. Okay, that was my first stock, Nintendo. If you watch Nintendo, you can go and check. Look at Nintendo a couple months ago, maybe in March, and you'll see the type of growth Nintendo had. I've been holding that stock from before March, but I'm just telling you to go back to March. Okay, so I'm into long term. Now, again, getting back to Moderna,
yeah,
I sold a few times, but I never sold all. I never sold all. Why? Because where the low that I bought it at, I will never give that away. And what I mean by give that away, if I
yeah.
buy something at $20 and it's now at $178 and I have 100 shares, I'm not selling 100 shares. Again, I'm just sharing. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I'm not selling 100 shares. It makes no sense to me because if I buy in
No,
at
I mean, you sold 100
$20,
shares.
if I buy in at $20, I wouldn't be a smart investor if I know that there's more to be done with this stock to sell all of my shares. For instance, they came out with the vaccine.
Of course not. What else you gonna invest?
For
Are you gonna
instance,
expand? What's gonna be left over?
For instance, they came out with the vaccine,
Say the
and their stock is doing
yeah.
this. The stock's doing this, going down. So if it was at $178 from $20, and I'm still in it, but I did not sell all my shares, but I'm halfway in it. But I use that one stock
Yeah.
to diversify, but I only use some of the shares to diversify because there's no way that I'm going to sell it all and buy back in at a higher price. Doesn't make sense. So I keep some or half of my share. Why? I do my research. What is still happening with the coronavirus? What is still happening? It's still not gone. And it probably ain't gone.
Yo, but not gone. Yeah.
Now, when you do your research,
No.
as I said, out with the old, in with the new. When you look at a company that's been around, who's created vaccines before, and then you have a company who is in the news, just in the news. It's like, let me push it on them. Let me just push it out there, push it. And the negativity behind the push and talking about the favorite companies that been there, isn't that no different than Google versus Yahoo? When Google first came out, everybody was used to Yahoo, and then nobody wanted to touch Google.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Same thing with Moderna.
I know that, Yahoo.
Same thing with Moderna. Out with the old, in with the new. Okay? So guess what? It's no different than the NBA.
Yeah.
At some point, LeBron James gonna be old. Out with the old, in with the new. That's the way the world turns.
New.
Do not reinvent the wheel. The world turns, and it's been turning since I've been in it, and it was turning before me, and it's gonna turn after me. As far as I know, it turns.
Yeah.
So don't reinvent the wheel. Out with the old, in with the new. So when you're doing your research, take the time and think. So I know for myself, through my investment, that there's a lot of growth in the new company that I just mentioned. There's a lot of growth there. Now, I am not a professional. I'm just a believer. And all you have to do is believe.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us just need to believe. You see, once you believe, sky's the limit. I can tell you, as a matter of fact, I'll give an example, son. I'll give an example. You come to me with a company, and I do my research, and you trust me, and you come to me with a company that you love, and you say, you know what, Savon, I wanna invest in this company. You believe in the company, you did your research. You're telling me about the company that you researched, that you have the belief in. So now you come to me and I say, you know what, Psalms? That company, I've been watching them. I don't really trust them. But you have your trust in them. You do. But I don't trust them as much as you do. Now, one day you wake up because you listen to me telling you or turning you against what you believe. And one day you wake up, and remember, I'm the one that probably had the most knowledge to tell you, but you trusted and believed in a company. And one day you woke up and that company went from $10 to $150. Now you're looking at me like you want to knock me out. You know what? The influence, we got to be careful. The influence. So again, I'm just sharing, and sharing is caring. And if anyone's listening, you go with your gut. You do your own research and you go with your feeling. You have to believe in yourself. That's the reason why my stocks do well, because there's plenty of people tell me what to do, but I don't do what people tell me to do. I do what my mind tells me to do. I run my mind. I don't let my mind run me.
Yeah.
You have to believe. And how do you get this belief? You do your research. There's a reason why we believe in something. There's a reason. Sometimes we let people sway what we believe in. But there's a reason why we believe. We have an intuition. There's a reason. And if you're going to fail, I didn't fail. You fail. But you have to let yourself fail. Again, the world turns. Success does not come without failure. Not many of us have success.
Of course not. No, that's right.
Yep. So anything that anyone out there believe in, you have to go for it. You don't have to, you should. Now, again, I'm just sharing. I'm not telling anybody what to do. You have to run your mind. These things that happen in this world, it's easy to let our mind run us. It is easy. whenever someone say, I need to this and I need to that, but I don't have time, what do you think you're doing? You're letting your mind run you.
Run you. Yeah.
Time was
Gotta-
organized by
You
men.
got to manage.
Time is going to keep on going, whether you say it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whether you organize it or not, it's going to keep going. So are you going to let time run you? You got to manage it, right? You got to get things
You
done.
gotta run that time.
All right, we start thinking
Yeah.
about birthdays. We start thinking about birthdays. Oh, next year I'm going to be this. Oh, I'm getting ready to be that. But in actuality, back in the days, you think they were just living? Yeah, they were just living. Probably not even thinking about the time. They were just living. Nowadays, we letting our mind run us. We can look. We waiting for next year to party for our birthday. We pushing ourselves to get old. Yeah,
Yeah.
ourselves to get old. But in that's basically letting your mind run you, pushing yourself to get old. I'm 2. I'm getting ready to be 3. I'm getting ready to be 4. I'm getting ready to be 5. Can't wait to be 18. Where you rushing to?
Get up. Yeah. You
Rushing
sucking.
to
You got
become
to
a man.
suck, man.
Rushing to become a woman. Rushing to become a man. Rushing to become a woman. Why? Slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down. Run your mind. So at the end of the day, I'm out here, and my age, to be honest with you, sometimes I forget it. When I was
Of
growing
course, man.
up,
That because you running your mind at a different level. You
yeah,
know, you're running your mind at a different level, and the level that you're running your mind at, hey, it has to be at a level with the balance, the know-how to go about and to getting it done and to become out on top to be successful. You understand? So the influence that you have, you know, and the influence that is trying to influence your influence. Nah. Plus you have your belief, like you said, and that is what works,
yeah,
you know. So you just gotta once you stick with those, it's a must.
yeah,
Excuse
man.
me. Yeah, it's a must that, you know, it'll work out in your favor. Definitely.
Just to jump into basketball, use basketball as an analogy. I'm coaching my boys, and I've been coaching for years. So let's just say I'm this type of coach. Give me a second. All right, so let's just say I go into a basketball game and I'm coaching, the kids. Or better yet, let me use practice. I'm in practice with the kids, and you have a kid that knows that he can shoot the ball, but so many people have told him you take too many shots. So he starts
Hmm.
to doubt himself because people are on him. And then you have the kid that don't take a lot of shots, but he can shoot really well. So he don't take his opportunity, you know. And then you have another kid who can't shoot much. He don't make many shots, but he's not afraid to take a bunch of shots. And then you have the
Yeah,
kid,
till one goes in.
yeah. And then you have the kid that says, I can shoot and I'm gonna shoot. So all of us are different. I'm giving the basketball analogy because when I'm coaching kids with different personalities and their personalities is coming out in their game, as a coach, I have to find a way to get the best out of them. And I don't treat all of them the same because of the different personalities. So the kid that has the confidence that he could shoot and he actually shoots a lot, that's a kid that'll take you far. And you have to figure in life, you got to figure those people out in life. And sometimes you need to grab a hold of what a person does well and roll with them. Don't change them from what they do well. You motivate them on top of what they do well. So the kid that shoots really well and he takes a lot of shots because he know he can shoot, my message to that kid is keep on shooting. Don't let nobody tell you that you shoot too much. Keep on shooting. Now the confidence that you instill in that kid because you know he can shoot and you're telling him to shoot, you can now begin to have a conversation with the kid and say, but just make sure you know that you can't win by yourself because basketball is not just for one person. And the reason I'm saying this is because we live in a world where we don't live by ourselves. We came in alone, but we are here with others. And even though we're doing things the way that we know how to do it, you still have to consider somebody else. So you tell that kid, you give him two sides. The side of motivation, where you say you shoot well, keep on shooting. And you give him the side to say, what about the other people that's on your team? What do they do best? Make sure you know how to share. And when you talk to people like that and you train your kids like that, they begin to work together. And every basketball player that I've coached over the years, you can watch one of them right now at Wake Forest University. His name is Jacoby Neath. Team player.
Yeah.
And he will get his as well. But there's certain things that he does well. He passes well. He rebounds well. He dribbles well. He shoots well. He does a lot well on that basketball court. And the key point is he makes a difference in everybody's game. He makes a difference in everybody's game. And for those who's listening, if you don't just take my word for it. Never Wake Forest is playing again.
See for yourself.
Go and see for yourself. Get the ACC. It's in the ACC conference. So, or Google it and watch the highlights. If you don't take my word for it. That's one of my founding players. And then there's another founding player, Jules Jasmine. If he takes 10 shots, he makes 8. And if you don't believe me, Google Jules Jasmine and you will see for yourself his percentage that he's shooting in college. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I teach these kids that you are who you are. Build on who you are. But remember, you can't be selfish. You have to think about others. Let me tell you, I'm a believer that if I'm playing a basketball game and everybody on that, if I have 5 guys on the court and all 5 guys believe that they can score 20 points each, you know what I tell the other team? I got 5 guys that can score 20 points. You're about to get 100 on your head. and say, how much points you guys average a game? You know how many times I look at my opponent and see how much points they average? And if they average 85 points a game and I got 5 guys I could give 20, they're about to lose by 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're about to lose by 15. So before I go into a game, you can kind of like tell, I'm going to beat that team. And some teams may look at us like that and say, okay, these guys average 100 points. Okay, we got 5 guys that could give 100, and we got about another 3 guys on the bench that could give 20. I mean, 5 guys can give 20, and we got another 3 guys that can give 20. So if we're giving 100 and they got 3 guys on the bench that can give 20, as well as the starters, that means they're about to beat us by 60 points. So we win in 15-point games, and then somebody coming and smacking us by 60.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happens, what do you think we do? We go back to the drawing table. We just beat a team by 50. Now we just lost by 60. Whoa, we got more work to do. No matter how good you are, no matter how good you are, you can always improve. There's somebody out there that always can beat you. No matter
we
how
got to go back to the drawing board.
There's always somebody that could beat you. So that's why we can't let our mind run us. We got to run our mind. That's why we have to, as people, we have to see what another person have, and we have to motivate them to build on who they are. We can share who we are, and when you share who you are and they share who they are, and you now understand who each other is, now you can work together and accomplish a lot of things. And the reason I'm mentioning all of this is because when you mold yourself like this into believing in yourself and believing in others because they show the belief in themselves as well, these are the people that you want to be around. It gets you away from making excuses. It gets you away from, I don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I mentioned that. Because if I go into a game knowing I'm going to win by 15, that means I really understand my guys.
Yeah.
If I go into a game knowing that we're going to lose by 60, that means I really understand my guys. I know that's not a game we're going to win. I'm not going to fool myself. I'm wise. I'm not going to fool myself. I know when I'm going to win, and I know when I'm going to lose.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Now, losses can teach you how to win. So just because I know there's a great possibility that we're going to lose this one by 60 points, now the kids might look at me and say, Coach, 60? You just beat that team by 15. What you mean they're going to beat us by 60? Guess what, guys? I pay attention. I do my research. I watched that team. We're good. They're great.
Mm-hmm. That's just a slight difference.
Yep.
Slight difference in good and great.
Yep. And here's the funny thing. We can beat a team by 15. That team can beat us by 60. And then they play another team, and that team beat them by 60.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, there's a lot of people out there on top of their games. On top of their games, getting better. On top of their game. Now, the reason why I say game, life is not a game, but we got to be on top of it. You can't be making excuses about we can't save, we can't this, we can't that. Got to manage the money. If I gave you 2 pennies, you got 2 pennies, and that's all you get per week. Put one away. Now, if you can't put one away, figure out how to make more pennies. If the 2 pennies is not enough for you to save, figure out how to make more pennies so you can save.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't let
That's
our mind run us, run our mind. Can't get caught up into the system is against us. The system is against us. The system is against us. Say that a bunch more times and the system will be against us.
Yeah.
So that is letting your mind run you. Think about it. Say that a bunch of times. The system is against us. Speak it into existence. A lot of things exist, but it exists a lot more the more and more we talk about it. So if I go into this game telling my team that we're going to lose by 60, there's a reason why we lose by 60, because they're just better. But the next step is, after you lose by 60, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep losing to that team by 60 and making excuses and go home and cry to mommy and daddy? That team going to beat you by 80 next time.
Yeah, of course.
You crying.
Yeah, Rick Sharp.
You crying. So when we cry every single chance we get about, oh, the system is against us, the system going to be against you a lot more, the more and more you say that. Because that team going to beat you down every single time when you start crying. And that system is going to beat you down every time you start saying it over and over and over. And that time that you don't have is going to become worse and worse, that you don't have time. And everything is going to fly by you because you keep telling yourself you ain't have time. So again, I'm just sharing. Nobody has to listen because I'm just on my YouTube channel, just kicking it, talking, sharing. And guess what? I watch other YouTube channels too, and I learn from people who just kicks it and talks. I have time. I have time to do that, even when I'm working. You know, I put time into things that I want to learn from others, from other people. I learn from everybody. I learn from babies.
That's one thing. That is true.
Yep.
Even the baby you can learn from.
Mm-hmm. But again, we just sitting here kicking it, you know. Nobody has to follow what I say. Nobody have to follow what you say, Sam. You know, nobody have to stay and listen. We're just on our platform just talking. And you know, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And as I said, the goal here is to teach financial literacy. And there's a time and place for everything. And we're gonna improve on our channel. But for right now, we're just on here talking, you know, building up our subscribers. And I'm sure you guys see our subscribers going up because, you know, I speak to people, you know, each and every time that I'm meeting someone, I'm speaking to them. You know, and sometimes that's the best promotion. It's not about pay some money and, you know, get some fake subscribers, you know, some subscribers that don't mean you well. You want to
Mhm.
Make sure people understand who you are. That way, when they subscribe to you, they're subscribing to the fact that you're being real. You're teaching. You're open also to listening. And that's what we are. We're open to teaching and to listening, because even the teacher sometimes has to open up their mind and learn. So every time I'm speaking to someone, whether I'm trying to put some knowledge to them, I'm also looking for knowledge from them as well. As I said, the world,
Yeah.
so we can't reinvent the wheel. Every time I meet someone, I'm trying to learn something from them. So every subscriber that I've received lately, since I've been speaking to a lot more people, want to thank you guys for subscribing. Hopefully you guys will share us with, family and friends. And again, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. So right now we're just talking about, a bunch of different things, but hopefully our conversations is, resonating with, quite a few people. And I'm learning how to speak more.
Well,
Yeah, how to speak more on the YouTube. It'll get there. I'm good with people, but I can't say that I'm, the best at speech. And I'll put that out there. But I also know that I will get better. I'm confident in that. I'm not afraid to speak, that's for sure. But I can't sit here and tell you that I'm a professional speaker. But I know that the more and more I get on here and the more I start to believe, the better I'm going to get.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
Definitely.
Before you know it, we're going to be putting on our suit and ties for the YouTube.
Ah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what's up, executives?
Yeah, man. Eventually, we're going to be having like, you know, a professional look, sooner than later, because
Mhm.
right now we're just reaching out and building up the subscriptions and, getting on here, speak and building up some watch hours, because the more you're on here, you see, I'm not running off, right? I'm not running off. But then again, some people may not stick, they may not come and stay on like how we're on. But at the end of the day, we're on. And, we are gaining those hours from being on. But do believe once you get to the finish line, of our goal on here, from there, it's just a lot of professionalism, will come to be, not saying we're not professional now, but that'll come with time. As I say, you can't have success without failure. And I'm
Mhm.
okay, with the trials and tribulations that we have to go through in order to get to where we're gonna get to. It's
Yeah.
it's it's a difficult time right now.
Very. And
Yeah.
then
And
some flourish, some thrive at it, and then some, let their mind run them instead of them running their minds, So if we want to do run their minds and not let their mind run them, hey, you gotta give thanks, man, because it's just it's amazing in a time like this how so much is still flowing around, so much revenue, so much currency, and You know, a lot of people like, man, I don't got this, I don't got that, man. And if you just check out the Christmases, hey. So,
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. This Christmas, I ain't do too much giving. That's for sure.
yeah, it's
You
gonna
know
be like
why?
that.
Know why? Know why?
Mm-mm.
I gifted the stocks. The stocks got my gift. The stocks got my gift. Guess what? When I reach the finish line, I ain't give out a lot of gifts. Right on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right on YouTube, I do a bunch of giveaways. That's why I say it's
Yeah.
not where we start, it's where we finish. So
Be
again,
good.
talk is cheap. You know, I might have mentioned that just now, but you know, just to be real, I didn't do much giving
Yeah.
because you know, every day that I, you know, earn my living, I'm trying my best to put it back into what I believe in. You know, and you know, the world turns and Christmas will be here again next year and the year after that and the year after that. So
Yeah.
I will not allow time to be passing or many Christmases and holidays to be passing with this opportunity that I have laid out in front of me to live
Mm-hmm.
today and do what I know is not beneficial to me right now. I know what is beneficial to me now and later, and I'm putting that time and money in to what's beneficial to me now and later.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Hmm.
that's what it has to be. That's the way you got to make it, man. Have to be beneficial for you, for you know, for future. You know, futuristic. I mean, longevity, long-term goals, not short-term. Long-term goals that can wait into the future for you. That'll work for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna start breaking down the channel. And we're gonna have these long ones that we just get on here and we talk like we have tonight. But I'm gonna start breaking down the channel a little bit. That way we can have a little bit more shorter videos to share as well. Um, I've been building up the subscribers, so I think it's also time to start putting up some short videos that people who don't have time can just take a few minutes and
Yeah.
watch and,
Yeah.
and and
Yeah.
and keep it moving. But again, what's beneficial to us is we have to have the time, whether it's an hour, 2 hours, to get on here and build up some watch hours. Now, some people may not have the time
Yeah.
for that because they have things that they're doing, but you know, I myself have things that I'm doing, and you know, and we're helping ourselves, so we have to put in the time for ourselves, and hopefully along the way we'll get some audience to be able to come and get in our chat and help us out by communicating with us, but in due time. But again, for now, this is what it is, and we're gonna improve,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. We're gonna have some good information on our channel. We're gonna bring some good people on at times, and just keep on listening. You don't know what we may put out there, you know, so just keep on supporting.
Definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
Well, it's getting late, so I think we spend a good amount of time. We made up for the days that we weren't on here.
Yeah, man. I'm glad, you know. to be able to do it too as well, because when you had all the guys, I really enjoyed all the guys, even from your founding player, from the founding players too. That was on here was Chuck having a conversation about financial literacy and this new cryptocurrency invention that is going to take over pretty soon. Yeah, so,
Definitely.
I like that. Definitely.
Yep. This new technology is definitely gonna be something, man. Yep. Yeah, I see it, man. I see it before you know it. You're gonna be running in the store and be like, I don't need no paper no more. Paper what? Paper money? Nah.
Yeah.
Yep. You don't even gotta run to the store. You can buy it right online.
Right. Yep. This is about to say right there in your wallet.
Yep. Have it.
Crypto wallet.
Oh yeah. Have it delivered. Ain't gotta go nowhere.
Yeah, your crypto wallet.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hit the road, man.
All right, man. Have a good one, man. Take care, man. Happy New Year when it comes.
So what's today?
Yeah,
Wednesday.
just
We
continue.
might come back on before the new year, man.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just letting you still saying to you though. Happy New Year's when it comes.
Yeah, no,
Definitely.
same to you, man. Same to you. Maybe we'll do a New Year's party on our YouTube. New Year's gathering, a 2021 celebration.
Yeah.
Boy, that's Friday.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's Friday already. New Year's.
Yeah, that's
All right,
crazy. All right, man. Have a good one.
So shout out to the people in the chat, man. Put a few words if you're still on the YouTube, man. In the chat, I just said good night.
Yeah, man. Some thumbs up and some likes, man. People, definitely beneficial to you all too as well, and to us. You're tuning in on this channel.
Yes, sir.
Happy New Year's when it comes to everyone out there.
Yep, and I'm representing. You see my shirt representing Savon's Academy Stars.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Big up. Mad love to that.
That's the coaching shirt.
Yeah, man.
Oh, all right, man. You have yourself a good night.
You too, man.
All right, then. All right, I'm signing off.
All right.